Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday. Welcome into Auto Rhythm Fantasy Sports. I'm your host, Jamie, co host Eli on the other side. Today, we're going to probably make it a little bit shorter show as all possible. I'm a little bit under the weather, just a little bit, feeling better, but still kind of there. So I don't want to feel like doing a longer show. But welcome in, everybody.
Hey, what's going on? It's Wednesday night. Oh man, preseason's over with.
It is over
Oh
with.
man, it's like the night before Christmas, man. You got your stocking up over on the
Race?
whatever the hell they call it, the fireplace. You got your got your tree up. Everybody's ready, man. Next 2 weeks, got Lions Chiefs next Thursday.
Oh,
Got the full slate of Week 1 games. Got fantasy drafts. I'm pretty much, I would say, 80% of all the drafts will be taking place between now and when the season starts next Thursday.
oh,
So I
yeah.
mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
just
Most
it's
definitely.
rapid fire, baby. It's time. It's
It is.
money time.
It is money time. I know it's if you haven't joined, make sure you guys join our Discord. The link's in the description below. And if you guys don't always catch our live streams, go back and always, we're always got the audio version going on. So we're always on Apple, Google, Spotify is always our favorite. We're on Audacity and Podbean and a few others. When you Google search us, we're on a bunch of other different platforms as well. So but yeah, make sure you guys catch those. Make sure you give us a like, follow, and all those platforms. Hell, please like us. I like to maybe get to 50, 70 maybe by the end of the year. But who knows? We'll see what happens, man. But please give us a sub, hit us a like. Always helps us out. But more than likely, let's let's hit some headlines quick, and then yeah,
You like
Sandy.
us, we'll like you.
Yes, more than likely. Um, I know everybody's kind of wondering. We're just gonna go over some of our preseason recap real quick, and then we'll just dive into some 53-man roster stuff, and yeah, and I think just a few other mentions here and there.
Got
Um,
some, got some, got some reviewing to do. Got the Fab Five's coming up.
yep,
Jay's got
yep,
got his 5 guys he's been tracking all preseason. So yeah, rapid fire, probably the next 30 35 minutes. So let's get
yep,
let's get it. Let's go.
yep. Um, Before we get too far, man, the talk of the weekend it's insane because I was actually watching some games. Next thing you know, I'm like, Trey Lance was freaking traded to the Cowboys. I'm like, it just blew my freaking mind. It blew my mind. I'm like, what? No way. So so quick deep dive on this. Everybody's like, oh, this is a Dak replacement. Honestly, I don't think it's gonna be. This will be his. I think this will be Dak's replacement, but not now. Um, what? This is gives Dak some motivation to light that fire more boiling hot this time. It gives him more energy to prove that he's actually elite this time. That's the way I see this. Lance is actually only 23, so it's. I think this burns more of a fuel for Dak to actually prove something this year. I think.
I'm sorry. I had to cough up the bullshit there. Oh man, where do I start here? Cooper Rush is better and will be better. Will Greer, who they cut, who's now on the Bengals practice squad, was better and probably will be better in the NFL. Uh, I'm not sold on Trey Lance. I don't think this kid can play a lick. The 49ers gave up on him that, a little over 2 seasons and they gave up on the guy. So after, the haul that they gave to get him. So that says enough right there. For Dallas, for you guys, man, it's no risk. Cooper
No,
Rush is
it's
the
not at
backup.
all.
Cooper Rush is a damn good backup. Dak is solid NFL quarterback. I mean, he's right in that mid-tier range, probably like 14th or 15th best quarterback. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. You're not going to upgrade here. I don't believe. I don't know. It's the same feeling I have about Darren Waller. There's some guys that are like, oh, Waller's going to come back and be a top 5 tight end again. I think Waller's shot. And it's the same thing with Trey Lance. Some people think that he's got untapped potential, and I just don't. I think think the kid is shot, and he'll be riding the pine or practice squad for rest of his career.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I'm kind of skeptical yet. I mean, yeah, he would. I mean, yeah, he's. I mean, if he is a bust, he's a bust. But us giving up a fourth round pick for next year, I mean, it's worth the value, anyways. The guy being,
It's like
you know,
kicking the tires. It's like when you buy a tractor. It's like you're just kicking the tires. Like,
well,
just,
honestly, you got to think about
what's
it.
what's what's good on this thing?
Well, you have to think about it. North Dakota State. It's almost like the Alabama version of college football. I mean, this team's the
Of
elite.
of
This team,
FCS. Yeah, no, I agree.
yeah, yeah.
They're the
You, you
they're the
know,
powerhouse, or one of the powerhouses, probably a top 5 program in that division. So, yeah,
yeah,
what we saw. I mean, Wentz was good his first couple of years, but I mean, Wentz kind of worked his way out of the league, and now he's
yeah,
he's taking table scraps and seeing what he can get, and now Trey Lance.
yep,
So
yep.
I don't know if it's just a system up there, like if these NDSU quarterbacks just can't translate to the NFL very well, or I don't know. I think Wentz had a lot more success than Lance will have. I mean, Wentz. I mean, you could argue in 2017, if he stayed healthy, could have been the MVP of the league. So I mean, Wentz had some success. I'm just not as much of a fan of Lance, but it's like I said, worth kicking the tires. 4th round pick, Dallas. It's worth a shot. I mean, other teams have blown third round picks before, 4th round picks. So it is what it is.
Oh yeah, most definitely. But I mean, he's kind of that dual threat a little bit. If Dallas can maybe turn him around, hell, I mean, this will be a hell of a bargain for us. But in due time, we'll have to see. But the other thing too is, Dak might just get another contract too. So I mean, it's hard saying too. So I think,
Yeah, it's like rollover minutes. It's like who are you going to replace Dak with? I mean, maybe a rookie. Maybe you could bring in one of these guys if this quarterback class is as good as they say it's going to be. Let's say
yeah,
like you guys have a down year, like go like 8-9, 9-8, something like that. Maybe they move on from Dak then, or try to. But I mean, if Dallas keeps winning divisions or wins, 11 games a year, how can you replace Dak? That's my thing. So he'll get more than likely. I think Dak's going to get probably 45 mil a year, like his next contract, however long that is, 4 years, something like maybe 4 years, 180 million. So kind of what they were speculating, something like that.
yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, for him to earn that, I think
That's will take over. Big
uh,
D's
that,
pretty optimistic about that.
yeah, I think for Dak to get for Dak to get that kind of money, I think he will have to actually get us to a like NFC championship to earn that kind of money. To actually get that kind of money next time around. So that's my perspective on that. But overall, I'm kind of happy with it. I mean, Will Greer, Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush actually won us 4 games while Dak was out. What could have Will Greer could have done the same for us? I mean, it's older. He's a little bit older quarterback too as well. So, but I don't know. Other than that, I think it's a good trade for Dallas in the long run. If Dak does decide to play a little game, and like, hey, we have some decent stuff. We have a backup that we can groom and work with, and never know what happens. But other than that, I think that's enough trade talk. And then our last one, real quick. This was I didn't change this. There was quite a few teams that were interested in Jonathan Taylor quick before the end of before this 53-man roster or 53-man cut. Dolphins were actually like they were trying to get in the mix again of trying to get him. But I heard there was actually one other team that was actually in the mix of actually trying to get this guy. Do you know what team it was, Eli?
Green Bay Packers.
Oh my God, really? That's insane.
I'm wondering like if they would have included some draft picks, Aaron Jones, maybe Romeo Dobbs, made a package like that. Because to me, it's like, okay, you already have Aaron Jones, who's he's a good NFL back, not great or anything, but nothing wrong with Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. So I don't think they had to
Ooh,
make that move, but maybe they think like, hey, if Love is better than people think, like he's dirt cheap. I mean, he's on a
yeah,
dirt cheap contract. and hell, let's go for it. We got the defense. If we can get an elite running back like this and he's healthy, and I mean, he went to Wisconsin, so it's not like he's going to be unhappy in Green Bay. I mean, he lived in Madison for whatever 3 years, so he's
Oh,
used
man.
to the weather up there and the all that good stuff. So yeah, Green Bay makes more sense than Miami, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you know what? Honestly, you know what? They could have traded Dylan for Taylor with maybe an extra draft pick, and then then the Colts actually got themselves a younger running back. Almost the same. A bruiser in especially in the goal line. Have Zach Moss do a little bit here and there. So just do some flip flop and get rid of one, and then there you go.
Yeah, no, I think AJ Dillon would be a better running back for the Colts because you already have Anthony Richardson who's going to be on the outside,
Oh,
doing his business. Yeah, Zach Moss can tote the rock a little bit, and then you have AJ Dillon like racking up touchdowns. He goes to the Colts and he could be a surprise, 10 touchdown guy. I mean, who the
yeah,
hell thought Jamal Williams would have 17 touchdowns last year? You know what I mean? He's like
right.
AJ Dillon could be that surprise guy that gets to double digit touchdowns if he were to go, be traded in a package like that, like him, Dobbs, and a draft pick or two.
Oh, most definitely. That's insane. But if that did happen, I mean, Donovan says it was fake news. Packers would not make moves outside the draft. Hey, you never know. I mean,
Get out of
anything's possible now. Come on, Donovan. You're supposed to be the
fake
supposed to be,
news.
Donovan. You're supposed to be the Packers
Yeah,
Packers
yeah,
guys here.
Mr. Packer backer, Mr. Fudge Packer.
But hey, you never know. I mean, this was going around today, so you just never know. I mean, teams could be kind of sneaky. You just don't know about it. But yeah, other than
I
that, I was
no, I think the Packers could really shoot their way up. They get a guy like Jonathan Taylor. I mean, solid, probably top 15, top 10 defense.
yep.
Packers could compete in that division with Jonathan Taylor. Hell yeah. So yeah, I
Yeah, I
totally.
think so. Some notable cuts here quick too. What did you think of that Bailey Zappi cut? And then
There
them
must be something more to it. I mean, I tend to give Bill Belichick, the benefit of the doubt because of his track record. I mean, 6 Super
yeah,
Bowls and years of. I mean, he's pretty much the GM too, coach GM. So um, it was a little odd because of how well Zappi played last year. Like you could almost argue that he should have beat out Mac Jones, and the only reason Mac Jones still has that job is because he was a first round pick. Like if Mac Jones had been a second, third round guy, Bailey Zappi would probably be starting. You know what I mean,
yep,
over him. So um,
yep,
that was a little surprising, but people, like the conspiracy theorists were thinking like they're trying to kind of work Tom Brady back in, like talk him out of retirement, and that'd be a hell of a coup, you know,
right.
to him and Malik Cunningham, cut him, bring him back to the practice squad, and then sign Brady.
Yeah, it's insane. But as far as I know, they re-signed him, but they re-signed him to the practice squad. So I'm just like, oh, I mean, it's good for them that they do kind of have somebody, but then and then it's saying like, well, they still don't have any backups. There's no one on their main roster, unless they're looking for something else. But it was kind of silly enough for them to even release Malik Cunningham too, or not Malik. Ah, was it Malik? No.
Yeah, yep, Malik Cunningham, you had it right. Yep.
Yeah, yep. I think he was from UCF. No, he was a Cardinal. No, I was thinking of Dorian Thompson. He was UCLA. But other than that, they released both of those guys.
I'm
um,
gonna talk about DTR here in a little bit. Don't forget about
but
him.
yeah, but yeah, it was just crazy to see. They released both of them and whatnot. So we'll see here in the next maybe few days if they do anything. Will Greer was cut by the Cowboys, balled out. Now he's with the Bengals. Eli mentioned that earlier. I seen him walking next to Burrow into a practice today. I'm just like, damn, dude. So maybe Burrow's happy, or not. Greer is happy. He's actually on a championship team. Ooh,
I
I
would
shouldn't
I
have
would be.
said
I think I know it wasn't Mike McCarthy's move for Dallas, but I think that's going to be a mistake letting Will Greer go.
Yep, I think he's has a little bit more talent than Cooper Rush, just because he's got the running ability to him. and a little bit more mobile, but it is what it is. The other one too was Matt Corral, which who he was drafted by the Panthers. They released him. Unfortunately, he was injured his rookie season. Didn't I don't think he played at all last year at all. So hopefully he lands somewhere because he was Mississippi State's fucking nice leading pass rusher. Not pass rusher, QB. Um, he was just elite. He almost looked like not I shouldn't say Johnny Manziel. He looked like a Baker Mayfield, maybe better. I don't know, but I liked him coming into draft. Hopefully, he gets picked up somewhere.
Yeah, Matt Corral, that's interesting. Some of these guys that we remember from college that were probably top 10 college quarterbacks. I remember him at Ole Miss, and
Yep.
he tore it up. And I remember Chad Kelly too. There's guys from that era that Ole Miss was cranking out some players back then. That's where DK Metcalf came from, and AJ
Oh
Brown,
yeah.
if I remember right. So
Yep.
yeah, Ole Miss
Yep.
was, yeah, 5, 6 years ago, they were really cranking out some players. But yeah, Corral just didn't pan out, and now he'll be a journeyman practice squad kind of guy. So that's a shame. I thought he'd do better, in the league. But
Yeah, I was hoping so too as well. But was there any other notable cuts that you see in Eli? Then because to kind of keep things rolling, then we can get into the preseason stuff and then the book of Eli too. So
uh, yeah, Nathan Peterman, the infamous 5 picks and a half guy, he was cut by the Bears. Hopefully, this is the end of his run in the NFL. This guy is awful. Nate Peterman belongs as a backup in the XFL. Go or uh, that McGough kid that got signed by the Packers from the USFL, the UFL USFL champion. Maybe he can go take over his spot with the Birmingham team. So
yeah, there we go.
that's where some of these guys, seriously, that's where some of these guys belong. Some of these hacks like Nate Peterman. I don't know how the hell. Yeah, I don't know who's under the table stuff he was doing, but how the guy lasted in the league that long. But yeah, I just had to
Yeah,
get that in. And Max Duggan, but he was actually re-signed to the practice squad.
yeah.
Duggan, had that. Took TCU to the national championship game last year, and people were talking before the draft that he might be a second round pick, third round pick, and just kind of fell a little bit there, and yeah, now he's gonna kind of fall into that, where he should be, maybe somebody's third quarterback or a practice squad guy or a guy that washes out of the league in a couple of years and is playing in the XFL. So Duggan was a surprise. I thought he would have made the
Yeah, yeah,
main
yeah,
roster with
yeah.
the Chargers.
Yeah, I thought so too as well. I was like, oh shit, but he got re-signed right away afterwards. It's like, oh well, good. And thank God they. So I think he's in a
Don,
good landing spot.
yeah, absolutely. Donovan said, "I did something everyone should be doing." And what would that be?
Yeah,
Kind of sick stuff are you doing?
I know, right? Oh, he streamed all your divisions while at work. Oh,
Oh,
oh, oh,
oh,
that's
oh,
insane.
oh.
Donovan, don't make us all,
What a
all
stud!
excited like
What
that.
a stud!
I know, right?
And hey, if you guys go, anybody watch the stream, you go back and you watch some of those divisions. We say it every week. Those division reviews, we say it every week. We're proven to be more and more right as time goes on, and we will be. You can go back and watch those puppies in September, October, November. Like, oh damn, those boys they called that back in middle of July. Yeah, we did. We did. We covered everybody. So
Yep, yep. Donovan, that's dirty. But no, I mean, yes. So
he likes
everybody,
to
I got
pick.
yep. So just real quick on that, our divisional previews are actually made a playlist, so you can actually just go down and play it from AFC East all the way down to NFC West. So I mean, it's all there. Go check it out. They're 2 hours each. It's pretty much packed with a lot of stuff at the end. So to give us a guys platform for next year when we do this, because it will be a little bit more. We'll actually have more. We'll be ready for next year's 2024 stuff, which is going to be a blast. So stay tuned for next year's stuff. Is probably going to be even more exciting than this year's. But
Oh
anyways,
yeah.
I think we need to jump into our preseason stuff and our takeaways and all that good stuff. And let's get to her.
Yeah, yeah, boy. Oh, it's time for that Fab five, $5 foot long. It's time. It's time. What we got here? Bam! It's up. Okay. As we've been talking about him all show because the guy had an all-time performance. Preseason wise, that is. This wasn't live fire against the 49ers defense or anything, because otherwise the Cowboys probably would have been holding up the Lombardi last year and beat the Eagles and
Right?
Chiefs on the way there. But Will Greer, it's a shame he got cut. I know why it happened, because they were making room for Trey Lance, which, like I said, I don't agree with the move, because I don't think Trey Lance can play. I think you would have been better off. Something happens with Cooper Rush or with Dak. You got Will Greer sitting there as your third quarterback. I'd feel comfortable with that. As a third quarterback, Will Greer's not going to tear the league up and throw 30 touchdowns or anything, but he's a serviceable guy you could bring in for a couple games, and I think they're going to miss out on that. And the Bengals got some nice insurance with him as probably their third quarterback. That's probably what he'll end up being there. So I like the move by the Bengals, but yeah, Will Greer. What did he have again for a stat line? 305
Um,
yards, 2 touchdowns passing. And then he had 53 more yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Jay's got the stats there.
oh
Yeah.
shit!
Oh,
I
it's
messed
fine.
up.
No, that's fine.
I didn't put it in there right now. Yep,
It's
I got
okay.
it singing there. I did it again. I sabotaged you.
No,
Didn't
but
mean
anyway,
to.
so but Greer, he regardless, I mean, that's a good stat line Jay has there too. Like, he tore it
Yeah.
up, and he didn't deserve to be cut. Basically, is my point. I had him as my number one preseason guy this week. And some of these other guys here I'm going to bring up, it's more or less, I'm just trying to put a little shine on them, give them their flowers. But Greer was of anybody, of all the guys, number one. Number two, Owen Wright. Good game. 89 yards rushing, touchdown. Didn't do much in the passing game, but kind of served his role. And hey, he earned himself a spot on the Ravens practice squad. So he'll be competing with Melvin Gordon. And with their track record, Gus, do you trust Gus Edwards? Do you trust J.K. Dobbins? Justice Hill? And does anybody even know who the hell Justice Hill is? You know what I mean? Like, being
Oh,
the
I,
sixth running back on the Ravens depth chart isn't that bad. Isn't a bad
oh,
situation at all. He might get called up. I mean, Keaton Mitchell, who me and Jamie both like, Keaton Mitchell might be the starting running back by week 12. You know what I mean? That's just how the Ravens running back situation works. So the fact that he was cut, signed to the practice squad, I don't think that's a horrible thing. I mean, he proved his worth in the preseason there. Number 3, Mitchell Tinsley. He transferred over to Penn State his last year, and his numbers kind of went down. I think he was at, I'm trying to remember, where the hell was he? Him. Oh, he's at Western Kentucky. That's where he was. He was tearing it up, man. 2021, over 1,400 yards, 87 grabs. He had 14 touchdowns. Yeah. I can see why Penn State was probably giving him some NIL money to come over and play his senior year there. But, only had a little over 500 yards receiving at Penn State. And that probably hurt his draft stock, But the hell am I? Oh, yeah. And he went undrafted. The guy went undrafted. But somehow, of these 5 guys, he's the only one that made the 53-man roster. So congratulations to him. Technically, he's like the number 7 receiver on the Commanders depth chart. And that could very well change. They like this kid. I liked what I saw in the preseason. 3 catches, 89 yards, touchdown. So obviously they like his size, and that I don't know. Samuel's got some injury history. Dotson, got hurt his rookie year. Let's see if he can put together a full campaign. McLaurin, like I said, he's as healthy as they come. He's like clockwork. You don't have to worry about McLaurin. I know he's kind of, he has a turf toe right now, but I don't see that being an issue week 1. So there's probably a few guys he can jump on the depth chart. I wouldn't be surprised if he got up to like number 5, maybe by the end of the year, which might be good enough to get a few targets. So he might be one of these random guys, when the Commanders are out of it, end of the year, Ron Rivera's fired, that you go and he's on the waivers on week 15 or something. Like, oh, I'll go kick the tires on Mitchell Tinsley. Okay. Number 4, David Sills. kind of a journeyman guy. Just he was actually Will Greer's. If you remember him from college at West Virginia, he was actually Will Greer's receiver. Oddly enough,
Ooh,
he got
really?
two West Virginia guys on the Fab Five this week, but 6 grabs, 81 yards, touchdown. Damn good year, and he ended up getting signed by the Broncos practice squad. So it's good.
Ooh,
And with the injuries they have, I mean, Judy, we don't know his situation if he's going to play week one, if he's going to be out, 1 or 2 weeks. I would assume Sutton and Dulcich and those kind of guys are going to make up for the targets there. But that's not a bad place to be. Denver's got a lot of injuries on their receiver depth chart. They cut Hinton and Hamler and guys like that. Tim Patrick's out for the year. So there's plenty of there's time to get to maybe number 4. Like David Sills plays his cards right. Maybe he could be work his way up to being the number 4 receiver eventually. He gets called up. And at number 5, Lucas Kroll. I was surprised at this one. I thought they would have tried to cut Jimmy Graham instead of Kroll. So they end up going with Jimmy Graham as Juwan Johnson's backup. So a little surprise there. But, I mean, Kroll had 7 grabs, 106 yards. Damn good performance there. Kind of his swan song. But, the Broncos, they signed him as well. Broncos, they were busy. They were busy. They signed Sills and Kroll to the practice squad. So just as a review, Will Greer is with the Bengals on their practice squad. Owen Wright stayed with the Ravens. Mitchell Tinsley is technically like the number 7 receiver for the Commanders. David Sills is on the Broncos practice squad, and then Lucas Kroll is also on the Broncos practice squad. And that's my fab five for the week.
nice. Hell yeah. So actually on the fly, I got Will Greer stuff done, but actually put 3 instead of 2. So yeah, I'm that quick. I'm that quick. See how fast I updated that? Oh, but anyways, yeah, my quick guys here. For my guys. Oh, um, these are my guys here. I'm gonna highlight Keaton Mitchell. We just talked about him a little bit. Um, he actually made 53-man roster, which is awesome. I like that part. I was hoping he was going to, with Justice Hill and Gus Edwards and all those other guys. And the third guy in depth chart, he's kind of skeptical if he was, so Keith Mitchell can probably be involved this year sometime, if we'll have to see what happens in that part. I like Trey Palmer. Palmer had 2 for 25. So he was a little bit involved again this week. Last week anyways. Tajay Spears had another 9 for 30, 19. And then Spears will be the RB2 in Tennessee with the other guy going on IR. So in your drafts, make sure you guys get Tajay Spears just in case Henry does go down. So you guys actually have that RB1 ready to go. And I like Spears. I drafted him in a couple leagues myself already. Puka Kanua, I like him. I think he'll be involved a little bit with Justin, you know, Van Jefferson and whatnot. So I think it'll just be a little bit skeptical there. But yeah, just in deeper leagues, maybe 14, 16, take a shot at Puka Kanua. And then Rashid Rice, I mean, he had 3 for 29. So the crazy part is the Chiefs held on to 7 wide receivers. 7 fucking wide receivers. So even Justin Ross is actually made the 53-man roster. So pretty much all these guys, I mean, just plain insane. So now it's kind of like, well, what do we do? I think it's going to come down to targets, how everybody's involved, see who's going to be down, up and down. Rashid Rice looks, I liked what he brought this preseason. Ross, almost the same as Rashid Rice. I mean, he had some good catches and stuff like that too as well. But I mean, other than that, I mean, I kind of like so these are my guys to keep an eye on. Trey Palmer will be another guy you want to watch if you want to try to get him involved too as well. Um, but yeah, any takeaways, Eli?
Um, let's see here. Where do I start? Keaton Mitchell. I think he'll be the Ravens' starting running back by the end of the year. I really do. J.K. Dobbins. I'm not sold on his health. The other guys up the stream, like they don't impress me at all. Keaton Mitchell could work his way up real quick. Trey Palmer. I've been talking about him. I've been talking him up since we did the division reviews. Trey Palmer probably going to be the Bucs number 4, but he might be the number 3, honestly. And Mike Evans gets, if they start slow and they start moving pieces out and start kind of tanking for Caleb Williams or Drake May, like I said, this kid's going to work his way up. So, had a good preseason. I haven't seen anything that indicates that he can't be a solid NFL receiver. So I have no issue with him. If he was happened to be our number 3 or 4 guy, absolutely. Tajay Spears, with Haskins being, pretty much done for the year. Yeah, he might be the backup to Derrick Henry. So that's
I think he will be.
And Chestnut, not the guy that eats all the hot dogs. Our other good friend Julius Chestnut, related to Joey Chestnut. Julius, he could come up from the practice squad too. I mean, this Titans depth chart, there's room because Derrick Henry, last year there's a chink in the armor. Like Derrick Henry could start having injury issues now, so that could open up the door for Tajay Spears. Like I said, not Joey Chestnut, Julius Chestnut.
Yep.
So
Here's
right there. So
oh yeah, I know I should have changed those too, but I just want to pop them up since we're talking about them and whatnot. So I mean, just on the fly stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. I might have, I don't know, I might have fried my webcam. I don't know. I had my red light. I was in the red light district there a little too long, and it got a little too warm. So we're letting the cam cool down. So you're getting the old school. You're getting the stock HP webcam. You're not getting the high def, but regardless, we're working with it here. That's why I kind of cut out for a second. But Puka. Jamie's a little higher on him than I am, but I think they're, with Cooper Kupp's health and Van Jefferson not being that impressive and Tutu Atwell, some of these other guys that just don't do much for me. The tight end Higbee, he's okay. Like the weapons they have, Stafford stays healthy. This kid might, like I said, he might be a surprise guy. He might be the Rams' number 3 receiver. So him and Trey Palmer are very similar in that aspect, where there's talent there and there's plenty of room for progression. I think they held him out of the last preseason game because they didn't need him. I think it's just hey kid, take game off. And then Rashee Rice, he's another guy too. From what I saw in the preseason, I think he made the all preseason team. There's nothing I haven't seen that doesn't show to me that he can't be eventually the Chiefs' number 1 receiver.
Yeah,
like I said, MVS, good deep threat, but not much else. Kadarius Toney, he's okay. Sky Moore, he's kind of a gadget guy, but just a straight traditional receiver. Rashee Rice will be that guy in Kansas City, and I think he's worth looking into, especially with the drafts coming up quick. I'm glad he had a good preseason because now it kind of highlights just how good he is and how good I think he is. So in different ways, I like all 5 of these guys.
Yeah, I probably take my chances more on Rashee Rice just because he'll probably get the more longer targets. I mean, if you want more of a shorter guy, that's why you got Richie James, Sky Moore, and Kadarius Toney. I mean, I rather go for the bigger guys myself. I mean, that's where you get Ross, the Ross Rice machines going down.
Ross Rice. And Rice.
Yep. Hey, that'll be our new stick for this upcoming year. So
yeah.
But anyways,
I think and my $10 Amazon gavel.
Yep. Right.
I still have to get.
for sure. Um, yeah, I think that's kind of our takeaways. If there's not anything else you want to highlight, then I think it's time for us to actually get into the book of Eli, and then we get the hell up out of here.
Hit the bricks, hit Splitsville. Move on
Right?
to another day. Where do I start here? Where do I start? Oh yes. Oh yes. My main man, DTR. Whenever the graphic there we go. There we go. We're
Yeah,
it's okay. We're a little behind. It's fine. Jamie's playing hurt tonight. He's playing through a cold. Yeah,
yeah,
me, I'm rocking the old Chris Olave Ohio State jersey, and Jay's rocking the Auburn hat. So we got some college pride going on. I probably should have been wearing a DTR UCLA jersey. That probably would have been a better choice since he's my spotlight guy of the week. Where do I start? Fifth round out of UCLA. Uh, he's he's blowing up. The Browns fans are loving this guy. Absolutely loving this guy. Oh, there it is. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We got some color. Yeah, we got some different colors going on. I don't know what happened to I don't know what happened to DTR though. Oh no.
he'll be back here in a second. Hang on, just teasing everybody with the college
Okay.
background.
Yeah. No, yeah.
You know,
uh yeah, I was saying he was a fifth round pick out of UCLA. Was in college for 5 years, which was surprising, but he didn't have those like 40 touchdown Bryce Young kind of years where everybody knew his name. Didn't have the Drake May crazy season, Caleb Williams, that kind of guy. But he did make the 2013 All Preseason team. He's the backup to Deshaun Watson now. And they shipped out Joshua Dobbs down to Arizona because of this guy. He's that good. I said it on a stream maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that. When preseason first started, yeah, probably closer to 3 weeks ago. I was like, you better watch out. I'm like, Deshaun Watson, he makes a lot of money. He's got 230 million guaranteed, makes 46 million a year, and he's got the hype and the track record and all that good stuff. But with the sexual assault stuff and not playing very well last year. I mean, if he has a down year or mid-season, Stefanski's going to want to keep his job. I mean, if they're 2-7, they might bench Deshaun Watson and put DTR in. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked. I forget when the Browns bye is, but week 10 or 11, if the Browns are really tanking, I could see this kid getting put in there because the fans are gonna these Browns fans are rabid, man. They are calling for him. He's already got a catchy name. He's got the flashy moves. I was watching him in preseason. He's my favorite preseason guy to watch.
yeah,
Yeah, and then I was gonna say his college stats real quick. They said they weren't Bryce Young, they weren't anything crazy, but look who he was working with. UCLA. I mean, they're a Pac-12 program. They're a Big Five school, but they don't have the talent Alabama does. They don't have the talent LSU does, or Clemson, Ohio State, any of these programs. So he's working with lesser receivers, but had over 10,000 yards passing, 88 touchdowns, 36 picks, almost 8 yards per attempt, 63, a little over 63% completion, which could
yeah.
easily go up in the NFL with some of the easier throws and checkdowns. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, if he gets in there, some of the weapons Cleveland has. I mean, they still have Amari Cooper. Still got Nick Chubb, David Njoku if he's healthy. And they got some players there. So
They do. They do.
I like what I'm seeing. And I was going to mention quick, my man Austin Watkins, brought him up I think last week. He was on last week's show after he was having a great preseason. He was cut, but he was also signed to the Browns practice squad. So it'd be nice to see a DTR Austin Watkins reunion eventually. Maybe if the Browns have a few injuries with their receivers, bring Watkins up on the main roster. So yeah, I like what the Browns did in preseason in general. But yeah, my prediction is that this is the kid. If Deshaun Watson struggles, which I think he will, this could be the kid that replaces Deshaun Watson in Cleveland.
Isn't isn't what's his name? Isn't Kelly in with UCLA program now? He was the
Chip
Oregon.
Kelly, yeah, yep,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
they got a coach, but they don't. they don't get Oregon kind of recruits. They don't get
Yeah,
USC
yeah.
level
Well, I'm just
recruits.
saying, like, just in general that he's there, he's kinda does that, quick offense, try to get many plays as he can off, and which probably helped elevate, DTR, with his abilities and what he was trying to do with that, program there, because I mean, that's the way when he did even with the Eagles, I mean, he was just, quick, 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 so I mean, try to keep that fast pace going and whatnot, so which is why I just probably elevated him a little bit too as well. I know I've seen a few high I know I've seen a few highlights with him, throughout the season last year and whatnot. I mean, good kid. I like him. He's a dual threat just like Watson. But yeah, other than
Minus minus doing dirty things to massage therapists,
yeah, yep, yep,
and probably
yep.
some
All
other
right.
stuff we don't even want to know about. But basically, he's Deshaun Watson without the baggage.
Yep, pretty
Similar
much.
size, similar arms, similar skill set. But
Yep,
but I mean the fans love him, the teammates love him so far. I think Stefanski realizes, I gotta make the playoffs this year, otherwise I'm gonna get fired. So I think they start struggling mid year. Don't be shocked, and keep this guy on tabs. He's not gonna get drafted, obviously. He's not gonna. You can't justify. I mean, Deshaun Watson's going to be taken, obviously, but you can't justify taking unless it's like a keeper, dynasty kind of thing. Um, but yeah, I would keep him in the back of your mind when you see, week. I mean, did anybody think Desmond Ritter was going to get in last year? I mean, Desmond Ritter got in the last was it 3 or 4 games? I'm trying to remember offhand. I mean, no,
yep,
but DTR could be in a similar situation where the Falcons are ready to move off Mariota, and they're just like, the hell with it. We're going to put Ritter in there. It could be the Browns are like, we're done with this Deshaun Watson project. DTR, here's the keys to the castle.
yep. And just add another QB list to the Browns list of QBs. Yep.
Right? Yeah, they can't. Yeah, they can't get it. They are the worst. I know other teams have up and down years. I mean, the Colts are kind of a mess right now. Texans, but year to year, like since they came back in 1999, as the new Browns, like this is the worst run franchise in the NFL. No question. They are dysfunctional. It's just a joke.
Yep.
How you
But
could give all that
hopefully
money to Deshaun Watson? Deshaun Watson, he's not what he was. I'm sorry. He's just from what I saw last year. I don't know if it was rust or what, but yeah, he's
I
just
think it
not
was
what he was.
Russ.
There's guys coming in the league that have a fraction of the baggage that are just as good, if not better. So if you want to tank this year, put DTR in, see what he can do. Go get one of those stud quarterbacks, Penix from Washington, for example. Maybe Drake May if you draft high enough. Like, go get one of those guys.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, other than that, I think that kind of wraps up. I don't mind DTR, but I know there's a bunch of rookies coming in for this upcoming year and whatnot. And but yeah, I mean, other than that, make sure you guys join our Discord. Links in the description below. Make sure you guys join our
Books
yeah,
closed.
gotta get that gavel. Um, I'll probably work on that
Yeah,
my
yeah,
soundboard a little bit more. I'll probably work on my soundboard, then I can get a gavel thing in there and tink tink tink, you know. But
yeah.
I mean, other than that, yeah, I kinda still working on the soundboard thing
Gotta
too.
get that
So,
old. You gotta get that
um,
old Cartoon Network. Where they're where they scramble when they're running. Those old like cartoon thing.
right,
That'll be the next
right.
thing.
I was actually thinking of you remember Reading Rainbow where he says, is, "Don't take my word for
Yeah,
it."
yeah.
So I think that's
I think
coming
his
in
name.
the yeah. I can't remember his name either, but I was just thinking like, how well be better. I'm like, don't take our word for it, So I mean, I was like,
Wasn't he?
dude,
Wasn't he in Walker Texas Ranger? Wasn't he like Walker's sidekick or something? Try to remember.
no,
I was like, isn't that the
that
Reading
was
Rainbow
somebody
guy?
else.
Oh, is that somebody else?
Yeah, I mean, I'm maybe 75 ish, almost not quite 100, but I mean, I'm kind of getting over it. But yeah, it's been blah. Working alone the last few days has not been easy, I tell you that. But yeah. Well, appreciate Donovan being here, supporting us. Any also the other viewer, if anybody, all the other viewers out there, make sure you guys like, subscribe, hit that bell. Like I just pretty much just didn't really set anything today. just like just got going. I didn't do a usually I might finish up and do later on I'll probably put up our cover graphic for this episode. I haven't done that. I just went to bed and said screw it. So yeah. So kind of got everything kind of together
Jay
till
was
the
playing
end.
hurt tonight. Jay was playing hurt tonight. We got through it. I want to thank Donovan, thank everybody. Drafts are coming up, and preseason's over. It's time to get down to business. If you're in a pay league, you're playing with buddies, you're playing with family. That's. But we're here. We're here. If you guys, like I said, we're here for questions or anything. If you guys you want us to make an appearance, we'll come anywhere. We'll dress to the nines, and yeah, if you really want something, or we can get online and we can stream. If you guys, we do a quick, if there's big news, if Jonathan Taylor is traded to Green Bay or Miami or something, maybe we could get on and do a quick stream and give our thoughts on that, or because that would change a bunch of people's teams and projections. So if there's big news that drops, we'll try to stay on top of that sort of stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was everybody go like and subscribe and keep supporting the channel. We appreciate everything.
Yeah,
And go
we
back
do.
and watch old episodes on Spotify. Go ahead, Jay.
Oh no, I'm just listening, man. Go ahead. Do the thing.
Oh, yeah. Podbean, Google Podcasts, the whole shebang band. Tune in. We're a bunch of different places. Spotify tends to be my favorite and Jay's favorite, and it's just the easiest to use in my opinion. And just it's right there with your music or anything else. Just put it on. So, like I said, thank you, Eric. Yeah, great show. Yeah, we hope you guys are safe. If you know anybody down in Florida, like my brother lives in the Panhandle with the hurricane down there that's going on. I think it's category 3 or 4. Hope everybody's safe
Yeah.
down there too. If you're in a part of the country that's getting hit right now, this is hurricane season, so we hope everybody's safe and especially appreciate Eric tuning in with what's going on down there. So
Yep. 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 Yes, sir. Yep. Stay safe down there, Eric, and yeah, hope to see you back on the live stream again. So see you in the comments. So stay safe down there and everybody else down in Florida too. And I heard the Gators game might be moved. Some of the games down there might be moved just because of the I think it was moved. I think the Gators were practicing down with the Dallas or something. I heard or something. So some of the college games have been moved out of that area just because of the storm. So, but yeah, other than that, guys, I think
I'm
it's was it.
real quick, Jay. I was gonna say this that I'll have to, maybe Eric knows, or maybe that might affect the LSU Florida State game. That was supposed to be in Orlando. So that was a huge game this weekend. So yeah, if anybody
Yeah.
knows about that, but go ahead. I just want to
Oh
get that
no.
point in there because that's a big game.
Yep. Yeah, other than that, I just know some of the college games they got moved up out of there. So I think it's time to get up out of here. I know Eli and I we kind of want to mix in some college stuff. We just don't know how to do it yet. So we're gonna
We-
brainstorm and try to see how we can maybe do some college stuff a little bit too as well. So
We're gonna
that
brainstorm,
time,
and while we're thinking of stuff, we're just gonna wear merch.
yeah, pretty much. Just call it good. But yeah, other than that, guys, appreciate everybody joining us from Odd Rhythm. I'm Jamie, and that's Eli. We'll probably see you guys either next Tuesday, more than likely, or Wednesday. Not sure yet, but hopefully we'll have a maybe better show. I'll be feeling better, and I think we'll do a show with we'll do a show with uh Super Bowl predictions, rookie of the years, stuff like that. I think that sounds good. So we'll do that.
My
I think
brain was on the fritz tonight too, man. It's these allergies. It's these damn allergies up here. I tell you.
yeah. Flip Coup and wet T-shirts are a good place to start. I know about
Come
that.
get some, baby. Come get some, Big D. Come get some. Baby.
All right, guys.
Yeah, boy.
Time to get up.
Yeah,
Time to
I'll
get up
get
out
wet
of
for you, big boy.
here. All right, guys. Time to get up out of here. I'm Jamie.
Yeah.
That's Eli. We're out of rhythm. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.